activities, we have webinars, and we are educating them on the various sections of their personal finance lives. And also from the perspective of being in the community myself, I've seen immense change in my financial life. I never considered retirement till I joined the Betno Finance community, and I have a retirement plan. My investment portfolio, everything is looking good. And I didn't just do that on my own. It's because I stick with Betno Finance. I've seen the change. I've had the opportunity to, connect with all the people who have interviewed on our webinars, and it's been exciting as an individual and as a student.
What a way to begin this impactful session. Welcome to the Betnal Finance November webinar. I am Adigal Alvin Gwenya, your host, your moderator, and sit back, relax, and just have fun because this session is going to be entertaining and very informative. Smart Money Move, a student's guide to financial literacy and investment success. I know as students, when we talk about money or when we hear investment, it's a bit scary because we actually do not know how that space is, and we feel like it's something we need to do when we become adults. But then, fun fact, we're already adults and we have to start now. So before we go straight into the webinar, to the resources, the plethora of information we have available, I have a simple challenge for all participants. So we promise that we would make it very engaging, it'll be fun, it'll be interesting. But there's a secret to getting access to these specific opportunities. So first of all, share your expectations in the comment section. Let's know what you're looking out for, what you want to learn. And if you can hear me, if you're as excited as I am, if you're ready to have some goodies, some souvenirs, and discount for masterclasses, let me see your reactions. Yeah, let me see them coming in.
Oh no, I spotted. I can't see anything. Oh my god, no.
Okay, the reactions, I want to see them come in. Okay, let's move on right from there. So we are going to share lots of insight on financial literacy and the way or the pathway for students in navigating that particular space. And we at Betnal Finance, we have a lot of opportunities available for students, a lot of innovative packages tailored to suit your personal demands, your personal needs, and we are really excited to share these resources with you. And before we go further, we will be having our guest speaker, and trust me, he's not just anybody, he is a seasoned financial analyst. Before I get into his accolades, I want you to know that we at Betnal Finance, we have the resources, we have the people, we have the information. All you need to do is to just download the Betnal Finance app. Very simple, very easy to use, and you can navigate that space very simply. And at this point, you can also start putting in your questions in the comment section. Let us see them coming. Hopefully, by the time you're done with this session, you would get all the answers you're looking for. And yes, we can all proceed from there. And even when we get to the end and your questions haven't been answered, our resource person is ready to assist you with that. So, our resource person is in the person of Dennis Kote. He's a financial analyst with Temple Investment Limited. He's a fellow of the Africans Who Invest Corporation, where he contributed to the development of young people and improving financial literacy in Africa through impactful projects, rigorous studies of financial markets, and cutting edge research. He is an investment banking analyst, and yes, he was and he is a member of the Betnal Finance community. He was the former president of the University of Ghana Betnal Finance community, and he has worked with notable institutions such as Pega Africa and JP Morgan Chase and Co. And yes, he is our resource person. He's going to give you all the answers you need, all the information, everything you need to know about making smart investment choices because our topic's smart. Hello, Dennis, if you can hear me. Yes, so we are really honored to have you here. We're excited to learn from you. We are looking forward to the tips, the resources, everything you have to offer. So kindly introduce yourself to us and yes, tell us a little more about yourself outside of your professional life and we can continue from there.
Okay, thank you very much, Alvin. I'm very glad to be here. Can you just confirm for me whether you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. If you can also hear him, let me see your reactions. Let me see your congratulations, your smiley emojis. Let them keep them coming.
Okay, thank you so much. So as Alvin said, my name is Dennis Corte. I completed my undergraduate studies last semester at the University of Ghana Business School, and I studied accounting. Currently, I'm undertaking my national service um, with Temple Investments. And so I'm in the fund management division, and I'm glad to be here to share some tips on ways I navigated my finances when I was in school and it can also help you manage your finances. So I think it's we'll get right into it and then see how best we can manage our finances as students. But I think when I became conscious of managing my finances back in school, I noticed that first, what needs to change is your mindset. Because if you feel that managing your finances is a chore for you, is difficult for you, then it would be hard to implement or anything that we teach you or anything someone tells you. So if you feel that, oh, if I'm saving, it's a chore for me, it's difficult for me, you are never going to get anywhere, trust me. And so the first thing that you need to change is your mindset. You need to change your mindset from a spending view to a view that short term to start thinking long term. And when you change your mindset, then it becomes easier to implement the other things that we tell you. So I would just want to begin with that and just go into some of the tips that helped me manage my finances back in school. And please feel free to put all your questions in the chat box. After I speak, we can answer any questions you have about your money, about savings, about investments. We will answer all of them for you here. We have the time for you. It's because of you that we are here. So I think we can begin with why it's important for you as a student to manage your money. And for me, I see it in a very basic way. We have various social classes in the world. We have the working class, we have the middle class, and then we have the upper class. Now, if you or your family come from the upper class, I have no problem with you because the money is there. Even you don't even have to call home to ask for money. The money is already sitting in your bank account waiting for you to spend it. But for people like you, or people like me, sorry, who are from working backgrounds or middle class backgrounds, then managing your money needs to be a priority for you, because the fact is simple: there isn't enough to go around. So the little that you have to manage it. And so managing your money is very important. And although people have their motives for managing their money, their finances, but I think this reason runs through most of the reasons. There isn't just enough money to spend, and so you must manage the little that you have. And even as a student, it becomes very difficult because you are not working. You are depending on what's coming from home. 99% of our colleagues can't work because imagine taking a course like engineering in University of Ghana or in any other university and having time to do a part-time work. You just can't survive both. It's only maybe top 1% of students who can survive both, but majority of us cannot survive. So it pays to manage the little that you get from home. And that is why we have these sessions, and that's why we are coming to share these tips with you. So that's why you should manage your money. There's simply not enough to go around. Other ways that you can also think about it is you can better prioritize your goals. So you might be in school but have various goals you want to reach after school. You might want to take a professional course. You might want to travel after school for your studies. You might have some little goals that you want to achieve. And it pays to manage the money that you have, because when you're able to manage the little that you have, you free up some money that you can spend in the future. And so it's very important for you to learn how to manage your money. Also, you can think of it in a way that you get to have less financial anxiety and stress. So, as a student, and I know everyone who is a student will attest to the fact that you can be very anxious about money, especially when there is not enough. Especially when you call home and they are not picking your calls. It's very stressful. And it pays to manage your money in a way that you have enough to go around or use when things are difficult at home. And so it's very important for you to recognize this reason and then take necessary steps to manage your money. So I think these are fundamental reasons why you should manage your money. And they hit very hard for me. Sometimes you sit down to think about some of these things and it motivates you to manage your money. And I think these are some of the reasons why you should also manage your money and then become successful. There are a lot of success stories around about people who took steps to manage their money. And then look, it's never too late. You might think, well, I'm in level 400, I'm about to complete school. The world out there is much tougher than you think. So you need to learn now how to save, how to invest, learn how to learn about your money before you get out there. Because when you get out here, it's much tougher to learn these habits. And so it's important for you to learn financial literacy and then learn how to invest and save when you are in school. So I'll jump first to my tip number one. What should I do to manage my money? So first is to budget. You can never go wrong with budgeting. And we all have the knack for budgeting, because every single day we all budget in our minds. Because when we wake up, we almost instantly budget. Okay, so what am I eating today? Where am I going? How much will it cost me? We almost do that every day. But then the missing skill is we don't write it down. We fail to write some of these things down, and it becomes a problem because we tend to overspend. So why is it important to budget? It's important because, I mean, just like I said, there's not enough money to go around. And so the little that comes from home, the little that comes from your mom or your dad or your guardian, you need to be able to manage it such that you survive, and then before the next tranche comes. So it's important for you to budget. And secondly, it helps you control your expenditure. I know for students, expenses can come from anywhere, especially food, but I'll get to that in a later point about how you can manage your consumption. But expenses can come from anywhere. Your professor can come for an impromptu presentation. You need to do a group work. You need to contribute and then pay. Everyone is paying 100 cities for a workshop. That kind of thing. It's very stressful because you know if I pay for this thing, I'm not going to eat today. So I know the anxiety is very there, and then sometimes unexpected expenses can come. But when you budget for it and budget for emergencies, which I also get to in my next point, you will be free from all this anxiety. And the budget frankly helps you in a way that when you know what you want to do and you write it down, and I'm putting emphasis on writing it down because when you write things down, you tend to remember them more. Because even in studying, when you write things down, you tend to remember them more instead of keeping them in your mind. And so, what I did back in school is I started using Excel. So, for those who use Excel a lot, you'll notice that there are templates, Excel templates for a lot of things. And when you go and type in budget, there's a budget template, a very nice budget template with every cell linked for you. So all you need to do is input in the amount you are spending in the month, and then Excel will automatically calculate for you. I found it very easy for me because I don't like writing things down a lot, and I loved using Excel a lot. So you can try that as well. That's what worked for me. I used Excel. You just download the templates on Excel, or if possible, you can build your own template in Excel. Input the amount you are spending. Okay, how much am I spending this today? Okay, in a day I spend everything combined. I spend 50 cedis. Okay, multiply that by 5 days or 7 days. So in a week, this is how much I'm spending. Multiply your weekly by 4. Okay, this is how I'm spending in a month. Okay, how much do I get in a month? You can do it in Excel. I'm getting 50 cedis a day. Multiply it by 7 to get your weekly income. Multiply what you get by 4 to get your monthly income. Simple. Simple subtraction in Excel. You get the amount that is free for you. If your expenses are more than your income, you will know from there. If your income is more than your expenses, you will know from there. And then when your expenses are more than your income, then you notice it is a red flag for you and you need to do something about your expenses. If possible, you can also do something about your income, earn something from somewhere to supplement your stay on campus. So it's very helpful for you to budget. And it's important that you find a way that works for you. For me, Excel worked for me. What might work for you might be writing it down in your diary, in your notebook. That's fine. You can do that. If you have, it pays to also have a buddy you budget with. So I didn't have one, but I know people who have people they budget with. So if you have someone who has similar goals like you, who is also interested in managing their money, it's also very helpful for you to budget with them. Another important factor I mentioned earlier that I want to stress on is having an emergency fund. And as a student, I can't stress this enough. Emergency can from anywhere. It could be your phone getting lost or getting damaged. It could be your laptop getting damaged or getting lost. It could be some expenses with your room. It could be an unexpected project you have to pay for. I mean, a lot. The expenses are a lot. And it pays to have an emergency fund to cater for all of these. And so I learned this skill from a friend. So she has a threshold that she doesn't spend beyond because she has noted that amount down as an emergency fund. So in her account, in her mobile money account, she makes sure not to spend below 1,000 cedis in her mobile money account because she notices that expenses can come from anywhere basically. Some emergencies can come, even your health, your health can become an issue for you. So it's very important for you to have an emergency fund that you can fall back on whenever maybe there are emergencies for you to attend to, and it really helps you in that regard. Um, how do you do it? So emergency funds, they operate just like your savings. And so for me, I noticed that if I use the term emergency fund instead of using the term I'm saving, it helps because the moment I use the term I'm saving for emergencies instead of just saying I'm saving, then I know that I have a goal in mind such that if something happens out of the blue, I have something to supplement it. And so I think maybe me telling you to save out of your income might be too generic for you. So think of it this way: I'm saving for emergencies. My phone might get missing. Someone might steal my laptop. I'm saving for emergencies. That way, you have a goal in mind and you recognize the importance of you putting that money away. And it really helps a lot. It has helped me, and then I think it would really help you too. So make it a goal to save some part of the money you have. You might not have an income coming to you on a regular basis, but the moment you get something small, you can put some aside. And the goal is to start small. No matter how small, it can accumulate into something very substantial for you to use in future. So never be disheartened with the small amount you are contributing. Look, it would become bigger in future. That's how things work. No matter how small, you can contribute the little, the little, the little, and then you can get something substantial in future to supplement any emergencies that you have. So, and the one thing is to only tap into that money when there's an emergency. Because look, I know people who have emergency funds, things that are not emergencies, but they will tell you it's emergency for them. So they will tap into that money. So I really should be disciplined in that regard, right? Only tap into that money when it's an emergency. If it's not an emergency, don't tap into that money. And make sure when, unfortunately, when something happens and you have to take something out of that money, it's fine. Make sure to replenish it or build it because people tend to build emergency funds, use the money, and then forget all about the money without remembering how that money helped them. So make sure that you always replenish your emergency fund to buffer it such that whenever there's another emergency, you are good to go, right? So emergency funds also help. I think one example that I would talk about is my experience when I was going into my final year. So I was in Commonwealth Hall in third year, and unfortunately, for some reasons, we had to be reallocated to the four diaspora halls. So for you, those in UG campus, you know of the story, all the brouhaha. So it was a drastic change because in Commonwealth, I was paying very close to nothing. I was paying, I think, 900, close to 900 cities a year for the entire academic year. And now I had to go to another hall where I'm paying close to 4,000 cities a year. That was a very drastic change for me. And it was a very drastic change for my guardians too, because look, they are used to you paying 900 cities. So they paid 900 cities, 900 cities. So they haven't budgeted for anything like that. So when it came like that, it was a big surprise. And the decision didn't come early. It came very late, very close to us reopening. So what did I do? I quickly reminded them of the emergency fund I had. And thankfully, I had that because of joining Betnor Finance. And so I made a step to join Betnor Finance earlier in my academic journey, and it helped me. So I had an emergency fund to buffer the little money that my guardians had. So that really helped me. I wouldn't have had anywhere to stay on campus. So that's a real life example that showed me that emergency funds work. You never know where they are coming from. They can hit you from anywhere. But then when you have prepared for it, when you are prepared for the storm, nothing would surprise you. You just have something to fall back on. And it really helps a lot. So that's a real life example that I hope would inspire you to start your own emergency fund to cater for any unexpected expenses that you may face. And another point I also want to talk about is your meals. So for a student, I mean, eating is a basic right. You have to eat, but you can take another step to plan your meals. So a lot of students, and you may be at fault, but it's it comes with the stress, it comes with the pressure, it comes with all the academic workload. But you need to be able to plan your meals. If you plan your meals, just like budgeting, you are able to save a lot. And planning your meals, it might sound easy, but it's a bit tough because sometimes when you sit down to plan your meals, you notice that this meal I don't really like it. Yeah, by planning my meals, I've known that, oh, okay, then that means I have to eat some gari, some plenty gari this week, just so I don't go over my budget. And it's sometimes frustrating. But one tip that works is to plan your meals with someone, and it works a lot. For the guys, I for guys, I know it works. Plan your meals with your roommate, with your friends. You can plan something small with them, and it saves you a lot. For the ladies, I don't really know. I know some do, but for the guys, I've seen it work a lot of times. Just plan something, cook something together, and then eat, and it will save you a lot. By saving that much from food, you're able to use that to start your savings or start investments, which I'll go to at a later point. And it would really help you because by planning your meals also, it helps you stop buying from outside a lot. You might be craving for some chassels from Liman or some wache and jollof from night market, and it's very okay. It's totally fine. Totally fine to have some cravings for it's fine. But the goal is to not make it a habit of always buying outside. I mean, it can cost you money. If you buy a lot from outside and you sit down to calculate the money you spend, maybe you spend 20 cedis every evening on wache and jollof. When you sit down to calculate the money you spend in a month on just this, you would realize that look, you are spending a lot of money on things that you can easily optimize. You can easily cook some cool rice, some cool stew with, and then enjoy it just like you're enjoying the jollof. And it really helps. Once in a while, you can go and get your indomie, your jollof, or it's fine. We are humans. You have cravings. You have to enjoy, right? But the goal is not make it a habit of always buying from outside. And you can free up some cool cash to invest or to save into your emergency fund, and it will really help you in that regard. So the goal is to try and plan your meals with someone. If it's a friend, cool. If it's a roommate, cool. Plan with someone. Be approachable. Let them be accommodating too. If you have something they want to use, let them use it. I mean, be accommodating, and then by that doing, you have your goal in mind. You are saving a lot of money, which you can use for other things as well. So that's a tip that I think you should also note down, and then it will really go a long way to help you. Another tip is to also learn to invest early. And I know as a student, when you talk about investments, you think, oh, it's far fetched. When I get money, I will invest. You are wrong. Investing is a habit, is a lifelong journey. And so, for any habit, if you don't start early, it's difficult, really difficult for you to learn it. And that is why Betno Finance has its booster fund, which is helping students invest. Well, the goal is not make you rich. You can't get rich overnight from investment unless you have huge money, trust me. But the goal primarily is to help you build the habit of investing. Because people out in the outside world, people do make a lot of money from investment. And it's not a joke. People do make a lot of money from investment. And they didn't up one day and say, I want to invest. No, it's a lifelong habit they are doing. The lifelong habit they are doing. And it's a skill that helps you also plan well. And so when you invest, you think long term. You stop thinking short term. Okay, long term, I'm investing this money in 3 months, 9 months, 2 years. And long term thinking helps you a lot because trust me, 90% of your colleagues don't think long term. And that hurts a lot. For your colleagues that think long term, in the long term, they are the ones that succeed. And so, as a student, it's beneficial for you to start your investments early. And getting into investment in Ghana is very hard because if you don't have huge capital, I mean, you can't invest anywhere. And so that's why Betno Finance brought this opportunity to your doorstep. Betno Finance Community has a booster fund where you can start your investment with as little as 52 cities and then top up whenever you want. And it's really helpful. You may not gain 10,000 cities in the near year, in the next 2 years, which is unrealistic, but it is helping you build the habit of investing early so that when you get out of school, get a good paying job, it won't be difficult for you to start investing. And when you invest and the money reaps benefit for you, it's you that's going to enjoy. Nobody will enjoy it for you. It's you will enjoy your money. So it's very helpful for you to learn to invest early. And Betno Finance has an opportunity at your doorstep. You can tap into it. You can contact any of the coordinators of the community, and they will introduce you to the booster fund right away. And I know, some investments are risky, but Betno Finance, the investments booster, the fund invest in low risk securities, so your money is relatively safe. So I would advise that you start investing early. Think long term. Remember, it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. When you build the habit of investing, trust me, it will pay you huge benefits when you start officially working, and then you can reap more benefits from it. So learn to invest early as well. And trust me, it has helped me, and I think it will help you too. And my last point, which is definitely not the least, is to live within your means and don't be pressured to spend beyond more than you can. So, as a student, I know the pressure is there. And for me, for some time, the excuse I used was campus is hard. I have to spend, else I won't survive. But look, you don't have to spend beyond how much you earn. And this is a fundamental basic principle that you have to adopt even after school. I earn 1,000 cities. I'm within the 1,000 cities bracket. So I have to live within the 1,000 cities bracket. That is it. That's a fundamental skill we need to learn. And it helps you think long term because, okay, I've accepted that I won't live beyond my means. So now I earn 1,000 cities. I want to spend a 2,000 cities in the future. What do I need to do to get there? Do I need to upskill in my career? Do I need to take a professional course to get a promotion at my work? Do I need to, invest in something that will help me earn more? These are all decisions that you must make after school. But then the habit starts right in school. When you develop the habit in school, you are able to transition easily into the world out there. Because trust me, you might think school is hard, and I know school is hard, but the world out there is harsher and harder, and you must learn these basic things in school. It might not be too basic to adopt, but trust me, you must learn them before you come out of school, and it will help you a great deal. You might have someone earning a lot of money, but you might have more in savings than that person, and it's a reality I have seen. So learn to live within your means. Don't be pressured by your friends on campus who are spending, because I know some of your friends might be wealthy, but they won't tell you. Not people think they know people, but you don't know them. So the fact that your friend is eating every day from outside doesn't mean you also have to eat every day from outside. Your friend is buying this doesn't mean you have to buy it. Recognize yourself, scrutinize yourself, and live within your means, and it will go a long way to help you. So I'll just go over the points I mentioned. Learn to budget. That's learn the basics of budgeting. And I've told you about how I did mine in Excel. You can also write down what you spend on, how much you earn, and how much you want to save. You can write them down, or if possible, you can use your personal computer or your phone. There are a lot of budget planners on App Store, Play Store. I'm sure going forward, but the Vetmo Finance app will also have a feature that will help you plan and budget all of your expenses. So be on the lookout for it. But for now, you can implement what works for you. You can plan and budget in your own very own way, and it will help you. Another way is to also have an emergency fund, which I stress very upon because as a student, emergency comes from everywhere. So you need to have an emergency fund to cater for all your expenses as well. I also talked about, you know, um, sorry, I also talked about the learning to live within your means. Learning to live within your means would help you not spend beyond how much you earn and not be in trouble for, I mean, going to take loans or advances from other people. I also talked about planning your meals. Yes, plan your meals. Find a buddy you plan your meal with. It might be your study mate, it might be your roommate, it might be a close friend. Plan your meals with them and you will save a lot of money. You can write it down. You can implement this for 2 weeks and then see the result. Learn to plan your meals. It doesn't matter whether you are in first year or final year. It's a fundamental basic skill that you need to learn and it will go a long way to help you. And the other point was also about learning to invest early. And for this, Bednar Finance has an opportunity right at your doorstep. Please take advantage of it. Learning to invest early is a very beneficial skill and it will go a long way to help you accumulate a lot of wealth in the future. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So learn. In the university, we are not taught a lot about this, but we also go to the university to learn how to learn. So we are there to learn how we can accumulate information. And people, I think it's our educational system, but what can we do? You need to learn how to do things as well. Apart from your tuition, your academics, you need to learn how to do things. And this is one way you can learn a lifelong skill. So you can implement all these steps and other tips that you can also find on the articles on the Betno Finance app or even the podcast on the Betno Finance app, and they will really go a long way to help you. So thank you so much, and I'm here for any question that you may have. If you have any personal comment, questions, if you've tried implementing one of the tips I mentioned and it's not going well, we can, you know, try and then look at how you can optimize it and then see how we can help you manage your personal finances. So thank you so much, Alvin. Over to you.
Zero one, 011, whatever it is, share it. And Dennis, I have a few questions for you, but before I get there, what formation would you advise for students?
Hi, Alvin. Can you come again? What information I have?
What formation, the eating formation, the meal formation, would you advise for students? Is it the 011, 001, 101?
Well, the formation it depends on you because I mean, if you can endure a 101, why not? Why not? You can endure it. But trust me, even if you plan your meals, you can go 111 as long as you plan it. You can go one, 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 and it's doable. You need the food, you need the energy to also think, to also study. So, I mean, for the formation, it's yours to handle. You are your own Jose Mourinho, your own Pep Guardiola. Do your own formation, but make sure you plan it. Yeah.
Wow, the punchlines, the bars. I hope you're having a very wonderful time, a fun time. Yes, feel free to share your formations in the comment section. You can even add why you pick such formations, and probably we can all learn from that. And yes, so Thomas, hey, sorry for that. Dennis, where do we start from when it comes to investment and even savings? Where do we start from?
So yes, for the savings, I think basically you need to recognize, just like I said, you need to recognize how much you gain every month, and then you know put something aside for your emergency. And it's very beneficial for you to think of it like an emergency fund. So in a week, maybe in a week, you recognize that you earn 100 cities. You can put away 20% of it, which is 20 cities aside, and make it a habit. So, okay, I'm putting away every 100 cities I earn, I put away 20 cities for my emergency fund. So this week I earn 100, I put away 20. Next week I earn 100, I put away 20. By the end of the month, you have 80 cities as your emergency fund. That's 1 month. Multiply that by 12. You have a whole lot in your emergency fund. You build small. You start small, and then you build big. So for your savings, I would advise that have the discipline to set something aside whenever you get your income. For your investment, look, it's that easy. Bednar Finance has a booster fund you can invest in. All you need is to start with get your 52 cities ready, and they can start investing for you. And it's not fixed. You can top up all your investments whenever you want. It's that flexible. And so you can start with these basic steps. Along the line, when you start educating yourself about how money works, you know the power money holds, how it can multiply for you, and you can venture into other bigger opportunities. So I think for now, you can start small, just like I said. You don't earn much, you might not earn much. Set aside small. You can say, okay, I'm saving 20% of whatever I get. It won't hurt you, trust me, it won't hurt you. But you'll be thinking a lot. Hey, this produce is like I bought this bread, this thing. It won't hurt you. Just set aside small and
Okay, thank you very much for that, Dennis. And another question is an emergency fund considered an investment?
no, no, no. So basically, an investment is you um an investment is you setting money aside or making a commitment of your resources or your money so that it can pay you your money and then other benefits in the future. So for investment, you commit your money to maybe a fund or an asset for a period of time where you don't have access to it for it to give you returns in the future. For your emergency fund, it can be classified as investment because first you're not investing in anything. You're just putting the money aside and you have access to the money when you need it. So it's yeah, emergency fund. Think of it as your savings, right? It's your savings, but your investment is your investment. That for that, you get your returns in future, your promised returns in future. So no, I wouldn't say your emergency fund is your investment. Yeah.
Okay, and yes, as students, we always find ourselves stuck in noticing or choosing our priorities because at a certain point in time, something happens. Wow, this is my priority. Next minute, that is my priority. So, how do we know which ones to allow me to say prioritize in putting money down for? Is it Should it be the investment? Should it be the saving? Should it be the emergency fund? Or can we all do that together? Can they all be done?
So that's actually a good question. The question about prioritization. So for me, this is what I think. You sit down to assess your expenses, right? There are some expenses you just can't avoid. Something like your food, right? You can't avoid it. Maybe you have some expenses which reoccur daily or weekly. You can't avoid them. So put them in writing. Write all of them down. This is what I spend. This is what I need to spend. And there are some expenses that come as and when. So I'm feeling for this KFC, so I'm going to buy KFC. It's something you can avoid, right? It's something you can avoid. So first, you can identify all the expenses that are core, that are very vital to your survival on campus, right? And put them in writing. Can make estimates. Okay, I spend this much on food every month. I spend this much on my transportation every month. And put them down and calculate them. The next step is to identify the income you earn. Okay, I earn this much income in a month, not the out of the blue income, the one that is assured that you will get. Maybe it's difficult to find that one, but you can work your way around it. Okay, averagely on the month in the month, I can get maybe some 300 CDs from somewhere. You can also put that down and calculate. This is my monthly net worth. This is my income and my expense. This is the monthly estimation of my budget, right? So the first step will be to budget, right? The next step will be to build your emergency fund, because the emergency fund is very vital. So for me, I would build my emergency fund after I budget and know how much I can put in my emergency fund if I can. And then the next step will be to invest. So I'll put my emergency fund before my investment, because when push comes to shove, I mean, the emergency fund is readily available for me to withdraw or to tap into. Whilst the investment might be fixed, which I cannot tap into. So I would prioritize my emergency fund over my investment. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it answers the question for me, and I believe it has answered so many questions on the minds of our participants. And yes, another question. So, when it comes to making informed financial decisions, can you list a few habits you need to avoid? Probably we are doing them, but then we do not know that they are no-go areas. Can you share with us a few?
Sure thing. For some of these things, we already know them, but we I don't know, we deliberately put our minds off them. So first will be eating outside every day, and I know it can be tempting. Can be tempting to eat from outside every day, but look, you can't eat from outside every day and expect to have free cash to spend on something. So as a student, I would advise that you don't eat outside every day, right? You try to limit how much you eat outside. If you eat outside once a week, it's fine, it's cool. But eating outside every day is a no-go area. Trust me, you can save a lot by cooking. Another thing will be to also check how much, some of us are very generous. You may be very generous. You don't want people to tag you as difficult to recognize. And most of the time, students don't pay back. Some will borrow from you and then try and then limit how much money you give to people. It doesn't let them tag you as being difficult. Let them tag you as being stingy. Now look, you know what you're saving for, right? So if you see that this person is not reliable, this person will not pay back, just keep your money. Just tell them you don't have enough. You haven't budgeted for loans, so they can have your money. So they can go and ask someone else. Sorry. So you should check how much money you give out to people. You might be generous, but I mean, money is very difficult to come by nowadays. You should limit how much money you give by. The money you give in church and all that, well, it's good to do that. But the money we give to people, this person, this person will not pay. but because the person will go around to say this and that about you, you are concerned and you just give money out freely. You must check that. Yeah. So those come readily to mind.
Okay, thank you for that. So, if you're now joining us, this is the Betnal Finance monthly webinar. Our topic: Smart Money Move, a student's guide to financial literacy and investment success. So, we've been having wonderful and very informative conversations with our guest speaker. It's time you can share your questions in the comment section, and we'll quickly attend to them. And I must say, it's a very wonderful opportunity because I'm learning a lot, and I want to inform all of you about the Betnal Finance university community. This platform, this avenue is tailored for students, attending to the financial needs of students by providing access to resources, information, and all you need to know about money and making informed financial decisions. And by virtue of joining the University of Ghana Bethnal Finance community, I have learned a lot. Personally, I'm doing some savings, doing some investments, things I wouldn't have done without knowing Bethnal Finance. So feel free, go to the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, download the Bethnal Finance app, and get ready to push your money to the next level. At Bethnal Finance, we believe in the phrase money wise, money smart. So you can also share in that. You can take a screenshot of this webinar, post it on your Twitter, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, tag us at Bethnal Finance Ghana. You can tag us on all social media for a very nice feature and access to some of opportunities. Yes, we do have a lot available. A lot is coming up. We have more packages in store for students, for workers. So feel free to join our community and start cashing out today. Yes. So Dennis, I have another question. That's before we go straight to what the participants are saying in the comment section. I know at this point I'm going to step on toes with this particular question. Betting and making smart money decisions. Well, what do you have to say on that topic?
Well, betting. I've I've seen people make huge losses from betting. I've seen people make huge winnings from betting. But one thing I would say is, look, it's not a healthy lifestyle, right? You will lose more in betting than you will make. Trust me. And people are out there duping people that join these groups. You give you sure odds. The truth about betting is, when betting exists, people are making money from betting. But when you go to other countries, other developed countries, they have a system of betting. They have all different kinds of bets where people are assured of their winning. So wealthy people bet, a lot of them bet. You can see people betting on horse racing. You see these in movies most of the time. Betting on horse racing, betting on boxing fights. Someone can bet $30 million on a boxing fight. Those kind of things. They have a lot to spend. As I said, upper class, middle class, working class. Upper class people, they can bet all they want and their money will not finish. But you are in the middle class, you are in the working class, and you're hoping to make extraordinary profits from betting. It's very unrealistic. And if we had tangible evidence that it really works, it's sure, it's a sure thing. You get money from it, then no problem. But this is a point where we've seen people lose a huge money. It can even affect your studies on campus. I mean, people can stay up to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. betting on basketball, betting on this, betting on that. You trust me, in the long run, you lose a lot of money from betting from what you gain. So I mean, you can you can bet if that's what you want, but I wouldn't advise that you. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy lifestyle that you should adopt. And you've seen people. I've been with people who have betted for their 4 years. I knew them on campus, and nothing has changed. They are their financial situations have not changed. They are who they are. They just Some will just give the excuse that they just love the game. They just love football. They love basketball, so they will bet. If you have enough money to bet and you want to bet, uh, well, it's you, it's your money. But I wouldn't advise. I don't bet because I have priorities with my money. So I wouldn't advise anyone that I care about to bet. Yeah, so that's my take on betting. Hello, Alvin. Can you hear me?
Rates, it has information on investment stocks, treasury bills. It gives you all the current rates. All that data is available to you. There are so many features which are coming up in our latest version, which are tailored to enable that transition into the financial literacy space. And trust me, it's an opportunity you wouldn't want to miss. My favorite feature of that app of the app is the bonus points. Yes, bonus points. I just gained bonus points by entering into the app, engaging in the features, reading articles, listening to podcasts. I do gain a lot of bonus points from that. And yes, very soon I can cash out with my bonus points. So for those who are now aware that betting isn't a wise or smart financial decision, you can start taking advantage of the Betnal Finance app so you can rather be cashing out from the bonus points there. So I hope I have answered your question. And when you just download the app is user friendly, it's easy to navigate, and everything will be available at your disposal. Yes, so at this point, we are still taking in questions from our participants, and this is the Betnal Finance November webinar on Smart Money Move, a student's guide to financial literacy and investment success. You can share with us your reactions, how you're feeling. If you have learned a lot, let me see the thumbs up, let me see the smiley emojis, let me see the celebratory emojis. Keep them coming. And if you also haven't gotten the resource or information you're looking for, feel free to put it in the comment section and we'll attend to you shortly. So one question I have gotten is, can we have a link for the podcast? um, yes and no. When you download the app, the podcast links are just there. They're simple. Just you click on them and you get access to all the information you need. So that is the answer to that particular question. And yes, I know most of you be thinking the articles. No, you see, we are in school, we read a lot, we want to get our minds off the reading and all that. But then these articles are well condensed. It's not the usual 24 pages you find in the newspaper. They are well condensed, very simple and easy to understand. They are straightforward, straight to the point, and ready to help you make that bold move with your money. Yes, so Dennis, another question coming in here. What is the most relevant information when it comes to money and being smart with your money?
Okay, Alvin, did I get your question right? What's the vital information about money?
Yeah, I was asking what resource or what is the most important information you need to have in making money smart choices?
Okay, okay. So first of all, I would say know how money works, right? And now there are a lot of resources on the internet that you can use to learn how money works, but we simply refuse to use them. So know how money works. Because money, trust me, if you study money, you know how yours can work for you. So try to learn how money works. And I would always recommend this book to anyone who is passionate or willing to learn about money. The Psychology of Money. It's a wonderful book. And The Richest Man in Babylon. These are books that open my eyes to the world of money and how it works and how you can multiply. I mean, after you read the richest man in Babylon, if you don't start your investments, then that means your heart was not touched. That book tells you just how much money you can earn from investing, and so I would say, and there are a lot of podcasts also around where you can learn about money. For me, I listen to a few podcasts every morning. So I listen to Financial Times podcast on Spotify. I listen to the Wall Street Journal podcast. I listen to um, BBC World Business Report on Spotify. I mean, these are all resources where you can learn a lot of financial information and learn about money. So I would say the resources are there. You can
Wow. Hello, Dennis. It seems you're frozen. Can you hear us? Okay, so yes, so we sorting that out, but keep your questions coming in. I've seen a few questions when he comes on board. Those questions will be answered. Yes, so let me take your attention to something different. So while we're waiting for him, there's a challenge for all of us. I want you all to take a screenshot, tag us on social media pages at Personal Finance. Do that right now and send a screenshot, put it in the message button, and let's see. And the hashtag should be Smart Money Move. And you can also add in what you have learned from this particular session. I want to see them coming. And yes, the best caption, the best tagline, the best post. Yeah, we have so many. Wonderful. I don't want to spill the tea, but then yes, we have a lot of resources available for you. And yes, so learning from the formation and how we'll use our money wisely. I think for me, I would still go ahead with hmm, the 111 or 101 or 011. Please, I want your advice. I want to know what to do. Yeah, so Dennis, thank you for coming back. Yeah, so we have a question from the comment from our participants, and one would like to know
right.
what is your take on crypto and the best way to enter into that venture?
So for crypto, I think it's a groundbreaking, I mean, space that everyone should definitely explore. So I would say that it's I'm relatively new to the world of crypto. I'm still learning about it, but the idea is fantastic. The idea of not having a central authority regulating crypto, regulating money, where you have the freedom, it's the idea is very good. But if you've been following the crypto space for some time, you know there's trouble. There's spending trouble. So one of the, if for those following, you would know Sam Bankman-Fried. He was one of the owners of one of the biggest cryptocurrency trading companies in the world, FTX. He used this company to launder a lot of money, and right now he's standing trial. They just found him guilty of the crime, of financial crimes, and he's looking at jail time. So going forward, people are losing trust in crypto, right? The ones burdening crypto sector will be scrutinized because FTS was basically one of the biggest cryptocurrency countries in the world, and people trusted that platform, that they gave their money to them and were trading on their platform. But now they defrauded them, and then they are they are finding challenges accessing their money. So going forward, trust with crypto, it's hinging. It's this way. So if I'm an investor, I would be looking at crypto, I mean, multiple times before I invest. But to break into crypto, it's that easy. I think Ghana, we have Yellow Card. You can start your crypto with Yellow Card. You can create an account with them and then convert your fiat currency into crypto. It's that easy. I think you can also trade on their platform. But then crypto has enormous potential. But in the short term and even in the long term, I would say crypto is going to be in some trouble for a while. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. And there was one last question from the participants. Is it advisable to invest into two different entities or forms?
Oh yes, you can have multiple investments. I mean, there are various types of investment or investment securities. There are stocks, there are bonds, there are treasury bills. Yeah, you can even invest in commodities like gold and oil and all of that. So you can build your own portfolio, right? So your portfolio is your collection of assets, the collection of investment that you have. You can have maybe 20% stocks, 30% government bonds, 30% government treasury bills, the rest in commodities. It's all dependent on you. So you can invest, I mean, even on Ghana Stock Exchange, right? You can invest in multiple companies at the same time. You can invest in MTN and invest in Guinness at the same time, provided I have the funds for it. So yes, it's possible to do that. It's possible to invest in two or more companies. It's possible to also invest with two or more companies. So you may have several investment houses. So you can invest maybe with IC Securities in Ghana. You can also invest with Data Bank because they may have a different product that appeals to you. It's certainly possible as long as you have the money for it. The opportunities are endless.
Okay, the opportunities are endless. As long as you have the money for it, you can make that bold step and invest into as many resources or opportunities available to you. And so, Dennis, I really want to say a big thank you for joining this session, this webinar. We have actually benefited from your pot of wisdom. We have learned a lot about financial literacy. And yes, a student's guide to financial literacy. You have broken it down with personal experiences. And I'm really grateful, and all participants, we are all grateful that you answered our call when we made it. And thank you for joining us. But before we leave, any final comments?
Yes, so I would say I'm also really grateful for the opportunity. Um, I mean, it's always good to share knowledge with colleagues and friends. I know I'm just like you guys, I'm just like you guys. I haven't even graduated, so technically I'm still a student. But it's good to start these things early, and I've seen it benefits me in the short term, right? I learned savings early. I learned investing early. Thankfully, through Betnal Finance, right? We started the booster fund this year, and our returns are in double digits, and it's amazing. So you should hop on the ride soon. Else, in yeah, right? Train, the train is going. So you should find your 52 cities, invest in a booster fund, and make your money work for you, right? So I would say stick to Betno Finance. If you're not part of the community, I'm sure the link will be provided in the chat. Tap the link and fill the form to join the community. Apart from the booster fund, we host webinars like this that you can benefit from. A lot of knowledge is shared completely for free, right? Nothing is paid. So it's important for you to tap into all these resources, right? There are a lot of enormous opportunities. I think Alvin will even speak about being part of the Betno Finance community. A lot of things that the community does. So I would say be deliberate. If you are deliberate about your money, if you're able to learn about money the way you learn about your courses, I mean, you have a lot of knowledge that, and you'll be ahead of the curve. In Ghana, I I hate to say it most of the time, but the standard is low. It's easy to stand out in Ghana. Learn something small. Nobody's learning about money, but you learn about money and start speaking about money. People will see you up there. This guy is so great. This guy, that, that's how Ghana works. So try and put in the effort. Be deliberate. Be a little deliberate about how you do things. Taking charge of your money. And it will pay enormous benefits for you. So I would say join the community. Join the Betno Finance University of Ghana community. Join our activities. Don't be a dormant member. Join activities. Ask questions. If possible, volunteer for the activities as well, and it will pay you huge returns in the future. Remember, this is also an investment into your future career. So try and then involve yourself in the community, and it will pay enormous benefits for you in the future. If you have any questions, you can just ask any of the coordinators of the community, and they will help you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, so that is quick one. We are not yet leaving the call. There were a few yes, back and forth. Yes, so now participants are ready to hear from me. So they would like to know about the investing into multiple avenues. Can you reshare with us again?
Okay, okay. So I think the question was whether you could invest in multiple companies, right? So yes, you can. You can you can invest in multiple companies. You can invest in multiple securities or commodities. You can invest with multiple securities as well, with multiple companies, sorry, as well. It's very doable as long as provided you have the money for it, right? It's doable. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. So, Dennis, can you share with us your favorite feature on the Betno Finance app?
Right. So I think if your favorite feature on the Banner Finance app is not the markets feature, then I don't know about you because I love my numbers. I love so in class mostly sometimes in my finance classes they mostly ask about these rates, inflation rates, reference Ghana reference rates, which stock is trading the most on the Ghana Stock Exchange. So I came to love the markets feature on the Betno Finance app, and it has really helped me a lot. So if your favorite feature on the Betno Finance app is not the market feature, I don't know about you, but that's mine.
Okay, thank you for that. So, yes, our online participants, there were a few hitches, but then during our conversation, Dennis said something. He said, "My tree is not good, so permit me and allow me to try." He said, man, man, don't let the train pass you
Yeah,
by
yeah, yeah.
because the community is there for you, and there's so many resources, so many opportunities, a lot of information available at your disposal. Join the community. You find the links in the comment section. Click on it, and yes, we'll be taking your details and all that so we can properly add you to our community so you can benefit from it. And at this point, I want us to do our last but one challenge. So, yeah, so Dennis will be starting with you. So, we want to tag money with a jargon. So for me, I think, well, money for me is bae. Yeah, I think money is bae. She cute. Yeah. So I want to hear your tagline. Online participants, you can share that in the comment section. Let's all hear. And yes, and the best tagline. There's something special waiting for you. So let's keep them coming. Yeah. So Dennis, what's your tagline?
Ah, well, you said money is big.
Yeah,
For
money
me,
is bae. You see, she plays hard to get. You see,
right,
and
right.
she's valuable. She's expensive. Yeah.
So maybe I'll go with money is power, man. Charlie, I've seen what people are doing with money, and I would say money is power. Money can buy you things. Maybe a conversation for another day, but I would say money is power.
Money is power. So if you believe money is power and money is big, tag us on all our socials and hashtag money is big, hashtag smart money move, hashtag Bethnal Finance, and the last hashtag I love Bethnal Finance. Yeah, so let's keep them coming and we can share all that. Yes, I've I just seen a comment and it says money is Delilah and Jezebel. If you share that sentiment, let me see your thumbs up, let me see your smiley emojis. Let's see what money means to you. And yes, whatever it is that you're going through, especially when it comes to money and making informed financial decisions, we at Bethnal Finance are ready to assist you with a plethora of information, a wide array of resources. You can tap into those and get to learn one or two things. In this ever evolving world, it's imperative that you stand out, you have something that the multitude do not have. And joining our community, you get a lot of information. Even, trust me, there'll be a point you'll be educating your working colleagues in the future because you got the information right from the grassroots, right from the foundation. So immerse yourself into the opportunities we have to offer. Yes, there's someone to just added that money is the boss chick. Yeah, that's true. The boss chick is bold. Yeah, money is the boss chick. You can still keep bringing them in. When you bring them in, I'll read them out. Yes, share your reactions. Invite your friends. It's you're about to end it though, but then this has been a very wonderful session. And before we end, I'd like to hear Dennis's final remarks. Yes, Dennis, would like to hear your final remarks.
Yeah,
Because yeah.
sorry. I think my connection. So ending, I would say that we've shared a lot here, and there are even a lot of things we didn't even talk about, and that should tell you that the potential is enormous. You can take charge of your money life now, or you can suffer in the future. And I know all of you would like to take charge of your money life now. Try and implement all the steps that we shared with you. Try and learn more about money, the way you learn about your courses. There's Investopedia. I didn't even mention Investopedia, a website that you can learn all you need to know about the financial world for free. Just read some of these things in your free time. Make it a habit and you won't regret it, right? If you need any assistance, that's why the community exists. The community exists to make transitioning or making learning about money easier for you. So tap into all the resources that we share. Tap into these webinars. Tap into the physical meeting. Tap into the pineapple patch meetings. Tap into the investment, which is a great opportunity for you. And I promise you, you won't regret it. So thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for hearing our call to educate and better equip us students with the much needed financial literacy. Um, resources and information. So people are bringing in their comments. I have seen that somebody says money is boss baby. Hey, this baby that doesn't eat. Okay, oh, money is boss baby. Keep them coming. Hey, someone says money is a diva. Does she wear extensions or she doesn't? Yes, keep them coming. The comments are quite interesting. They are nice. And yes, the best one gets access to our masterclass, a discount, and so many other resources. And more on the Betno Finance community, we we are not just solely into sharing of webinars and info sessions and the app. There's a lot you can benefit once you join our community. For instance, the Pineapple Patch, you get access to internships open to only members of this community, because we do have connections in places which would better help you in your career. So you don't just get to build your financial literacy, you get to build your brand, build your capacity as an individual, and you can tap into those resources. The Money Booster Fund is there to help you. There are investment opportunities and insurance packages attached to this, which you can benefit from. So, right from the word go, you are already doing the necessary things in money literacy, and that is quite helpful and that is quite good, especially right now you would see the messages in the future, but then for now I think you just have to make that bold step to join the community. So Dennis, thank you for joining. We really appreciate your call. Okay, we really appreciate the call. Thank you for joining us. We hope we can connect more, we can learn more. At this point, yes, Dennis, you can also share your social media pages so that our colleagues can also get in touch. Yeah, because Betno Finance doesn't just encourage financial literacy, it encourages partnerships, collaborations, and growing opportunities for all. So, yeah.
So my social media pages, uh, I like to be a little discreet on social media because okay, well I'm on Instagram. What's my Instagram handle? I think it's underscore Kote, so underscore Kotey on Instagram, yeah. And then I think on Twitter is Dennis underscore Dennis Kote, yeah, something like that. I don't keep it in my mind because people don't regularly ask me, but you can just search for my name, Kotey on Twitter or Instagram, and then you can just see my profiles. Yeah, you can reach out to me. We can talk. We can be buddies. Anything you want. Maybe you want coaching. You want mentorship. The little I know, I will share with you. No worries at all.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So you can follow him on all his socials. Yes, and yes, do follow Best on Finance on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Connect with us, share your thoughts with us, share your expectations with the app, share your comments, share how this experience was. Yes, and somebody says money is my crush. Yes, I'm single, so yes, money too is my newest crush. Yes, so you can get to benefit from the opportunities you have available. It's now time to draw the curtains to a close. A big thank you goes to Edward, Eva, Thomas, Loretta, Elizabeth, Eva, all able community members working effortlessly behind the scenes for putting together this, for making it successful. To you, our participants, we really appreciate you joining our call, your input, your comments, your suggestions. We want to say a big thank you. Bethnal Finance, we open to you. We exist because of you. We are here for you. We are here to assist you. Follow us on all our socials, tag us, share your reactions before we put this to a close. Share your reactions and yeah, your final words. And yes, do follow and connect with us. I am Adigal Almanwenya. I have been graced with the opportunity to be your host and your moderator, and I really love that we have had a wonderful time. And the conversations do not end here. Follow us on our socials, as I stated earlier, and get to follow our activities, our track record, and get to benefit. We have wonderful opportunities, wonderful master classes, wonderful trips, and yeah, resources. Once you join our community, feel free to join and get to benefit. So, Dennis, thank you for coming. And yes, Dennis said money is power. I said money is Bay. Money is my crush. Money is Jezebel and Delilah. Money is a diva. Money is a bus chick. Whichever one you think stands out most for you, tweet it and tag Bethnal Finance. And yes, we will connect. So thank you for joining. Have a wonderful time. And yes, this is a bye from us at Bethnal Finance. We look forward to more interactions and more conversations and eye-opening financial literacy revelations. Bye for now. Smart Money Move, a student's guide to financial literacy and investment success.